7 years in the business. Good question. So yes, the main goal has always been to be international. Luckily, I've shot in quite a number of countries, so I could say yes, I've led to that goal whereby I'm international. But yes, I want to be dominant in the wedding industry. When people hear wedding photography, they're gonna hear, one of the few, or should I say, first names that will come to mind is Mandy O Photography. That's
Hello everybody, you're welcome to Just for Women Africa. My name is Olalekan Amusa, the founder of Just for Women Africa. And before we start the show, do not forget to hit the like button, subscribe, tell a friend who knows a friend about Just for Women Africa. And today on the show, we're going to be doing photography, not just photography, but wedding photography. Today with us, we have a wedding photographer in the name of Mandy Okine.
Yes. Hi.
Hi. All right. And you're welcome to the show, Mandy.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So before we get into your photography business, could you just kindly tell our viewers a little bit about yourself?
Okay. So as he rightly said, my name is Mandy Okine. I'm a mother of two. I'm based in the States, Ghanaian. And I've been in the photography business for quite a while now. I used to say just this year I'll be entering my 11th year in the business. On the side, photography is kind of like on the side, but mainly I'm a health administrator. I have a background also in public health, and I've been working with my health administration background for quite a while now, like 5 years. I'm more into compliance, privacy, security, HIPAA, that kind of thing. Yes, so pretty much that's it about me.
That's about you. Okay, that's quite interesting. So by the way, congratulations on your 11th year in photography.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
So what made you actually start photography?
Okay. So I wanted good graduation portraits. That's really was the main reason why I started photography. I was in the University of Ghana, and I realized that we didn't really have professional graduation portraits when we are graduating. So I went around, asked a few friends, what do you think about getting professional photographs taken of you on your graduation day? And everybody bought into the idea. It wasn't just taking pictures, but printing it and framing it nicely, professionally, so that you could have the memories, for life. And everyone bought the idea. I'm like, okay, where do I start? And that's how the whole idea about photography in my life started.
So basically, started when you were in school?
When I was in school, yes.
Okay, that's quite interesting. All right, so over the years, so you further started doing graduation pictures. When did you actually move to doing weddings? Okay,
so graduation picture started, I'll say, in 2011. And as I started, people were inquiring about weddings, and I realized I love the whole details about weddings too, looking at the pictures and all that. So 2012 is when I went. The following year, I started, the whole wedding photography, and yeah, that's when I really went into wedding photography.
Okay, so basically, but right now you're based in the States. So how long were you based in Ghana for before you moved to start doing photography in America?
Okay, so when I started in 2011, I still used to go back and forth between Ghana and the States. And I'll even say my wedding photography, let's say 2012 is when I went to the US to start the wedding photography. So whenever I come to Ghana, I try to shoot. When I'm there too, I try to shoot. So it was like in between. I can't just say, I wouldn't want to say I started wedding photography in the States in 2012, because even in 2012 I was still working, and I'll say I even had more weddings in Ghana as of then than in the States. Yes.
Okay, that's quite interesting. All right, so you started photography in 2012? So
2011.
2011, yes. 2011, 2012. They say every photographer remembers their first camera. What was your first camera?
Oh man, so I started with a Nikon.
Okay.
A Nikon, is it a D3000? I think it was a kid's lens, like a beginner lens, I'll say. Yeah, I started with a Nikon. It got stolen at one of the graduations.
Oh no!
And everybody was talking about Nikon, Canon. I'm like, okay, I'll try Canon. So my next camera after that was the 60D, and yeah, I went for the 60D, and that was it. So that was my second camera. Then as time went on, I upgraded cameras. Yes.
Okay, that's quite interesting. That's quite interesting. All right, so what has it been like being a photographer, a female photographer, and in a male-dominated business? Have you ever got a job turned down because, I mean, you've not been hired because you're a woman? Or, you know, what are some of the challenges that you actually got to in a male-dominated field?
Having a job turned down because of a woman, I wouldn't say I've experienced that. I'd rather say I've rather gained favor, because more people were, when I started back in the day, there were just a few women in the, you know, photography industry, especially in Ghana. So people were impressed, like, oh wow, a lady, you're doing, you know, photography. And even as of then, photography wasn't so respected in the sense that all people were used to was photo, you know, instant photography. You see people, I go to weddings and people are shouting photo, photo, you know, I had those kind of things. So if we talk about challenges, it's not really about being turned down because I'm a woman, but it was more about the, should I say, mockery? People laughing. You could tell, I go to weddings and you could tell friends laughing, because this was just after university. So here my colleagues wearing all their suits and, you know, skirt suits, working in the corporate environment, and here I am on weekends, sweaty, taking pictures with all angles. And there are even weddings that, some of the weddings are weddings of friends, that I could be a guest, all dressed and glammed up. But you see me, you know, struggling to get the right angles, and yeah, you can tell that people are actually laughing at you. But I paid no mind. People teased me. What names didn't I get? Oh, I have a friend called me Gladiator, Photo. This, I've had so many funny names in my photography journey. So that was the challenging part, I would say. It really, at a point, it was like, should I go on? You know, can I stand the humiliation, sort of? Or should I just let it go and, you know, look for something that is more appealing to a woman? So I'll say that's more of the challenge than being turned. I've never been turned down for a job because I'm a woman. I don't think so, no.
Okay, that's quite interesting. Okay, so when you started basically after graduation, I'm sure parents, I'm looking at you working in the corporate field, 8 to 5, you know, doing your thing. What was kind of, did you get any support from home, family, friends? Or they were like, drop that camera?
My family is rather the very supportive type. We're a business-oriented family. Okay. My grandfather was into business, my grandmother was into business, you know, my uncles, aunties, everybody has kind of done some kind of business one way or another. So it wasn't about drop the camera. My mom was like, okay, are you sure you know what you're doing? Okay, like, so long as you know what you're doing, you are sure you've got it, why not? They supported, like, they didn't discourage me in any way. I went ahead, another challenge I had was trying to get the photographers, those who are already in the field, to teach you, you know, should I say train you. That was it, because some would probably take it as you're not serious, or do you know what you're talking about? Are you sure this is what you want to do? So that was the challenge. But I had a few friends who, or should I say, I had a friend who had a brother who knew something about photography. So he helped me and directed me to which camera to get. That's when I got my Nikon D3000. I got all those kind of things. And yeah, my mom was very supportive, and my grandma, oh my God, may her soul rest in peace. Grandma was so supportive. As the years went by and she saw how serious I was with the business, she gave me one of her shops to, you know, open up my studio. So my first studio was actually open here in Ghana. Okay. Yes, it was on the Tesano Abekan Road, and trust me, it was perfecto.
That's good. You mentioned you have two kids.
Yes, I do.
Boy, girl, or two girls?
2 girls.
Oh, congrats. Will they be following in your footsteps?
I hope. They're still quite young, so I don't know, but it's because of their age. Whenever they're going near my camera, I'm like, hey, you know, don't go near mom's camera. So I hope that wouldn't turn them off, like, okay, whatever it is, we don't know, but mommy doesn't like us going near her equipment. But for now, they are so young, and I just don't want them to break anything. So whenever I see them around my camera, I'm always, you know, cautioning them to move away. So who knows, as time goes on, as I'm editing, as I'm taking pictures, if they want to, they like it, why not? The older one she takes my phone and she takes so many pictures, so you never know. Okay. Let's see how it goes.
Okay. So she could be taken over from Mandy O Photography.
You, yes.
When you're aged and all.
That would be great.
Awesome. Okay. So, I mean, so do you have any photographers you look up to who inspire you to be who you are today?
Yes, I do. In Ghana, so one thing also is, I didn't mention that before, I used to be a model.
Oh, okay.
So I'll say I was in front of the camera before moving behind the camera, you know. So I worked with some photographers, Emmanuel Bobie of blessed memory. Emmanuel was one of my, you know, should I say, people I looked up to. He really inspired me with what he was doing, and he taught me a lot too in the photography world. Back then also, another person who helped me a lot and I appreciated his work was Wisdom of Momento. He really helped me a great lot. And eventually when I moved to the States, or when I was in the States, I came across a very good wedding photographer called Dotuna Yodeji. He actually was my wedding photography mentor and trainer. Like, he helped me. I learned on the job with him. And that's why I'll say I acquired most of my wedding photography skills from. So yes, these are quite a few people that I've looked up to in the past in my photography journey.
Okay, that's really quite good. I've had a look at your some of your pictures on the Instagram, and they take amazing pictures.
Thank you.
Lovely. Okay, so what's the future for Mandy O Photography since 11 years in the business? 11
years in the business, good question. So yes, the main goal has always been to be international. Luckily, I've shot in quite a number of countries, so I could say yes, I've led to that goal whereby I'm international. But yes, I want to be dominant in the wedding industry. When people hear wedding photography, they're going to hear, you know, one of the few, or should I say, first names that will come to mind is Mandy O Photography. That's what I'm hoping it to be. And also to open up studios whereby people could walk in and take, you know, portraits and things like that. Not just setting that up in the US, but also in Ghana. These are the two countries on my heart to open up studios in. So yes, that's like the main goal for Mandy O Photography.
Yes. Okay. I have interviewed a lot of women since I started Just for Women Africa, and I asked them these questions, but none of them seem to have like a plan or what to do. A lot of people open businesses, or since you mentioned about a lot of women open businesses, but they're just taking a small scale. They're not thinking long term. Do you actually have a plan long term? I mean, we're all on Earth for a certain number of years. After you pass on, do you still want Mandy O Photography still being there for people to hear about? I mean, is there a plan like that?
Yes, as I just mentioned, I would love to open up studios, you know, in the name of Mandy O Photography in Ghana and America. So if I train people and, you know, they know how my kind of style of photography, how I take my pictures in terms of portraits and things like that, and I hire people to work for me, why not? You have good management, even when I'm not on earth anymore. It's something that can, you know, still continue. Once you mention Mandy O Photography or Mandy O, they know there's a studio here, there's a studio there, I could get pictures, I could hire a photographer to take my weddings and stuff. So yes, I would love that to happen, so let's just see how that goes.
Okay, that's fantastic to hear. All right, what brings me to my next question. What is it like actually, did you ever think, sorry, let me rephrase the question. Did you ever think Mandy O Photography growth is big, where you're shooting in various countries? How many countries have you shot in?
About 5 countries.
Okay.
Yeah, about 4 or 5 countries.
Can you name them?
Ghana, obviously, the US. In the US, I've shot in multiple states. I've shot in Nigeria. I've shot in Jamaica.
Oh, that's lovely.
I've shot in Mexico.
Oh.
And I've shot in India. So I think 6 countries. Yes.
India, that must have been interesting. What did you for a wedding?
Yes, it was an Indian wedding.
An Indian wedding?
Yeah.
Okay, that's really quite good. Okay, so we're about to round up the interview. What will you tell women around Africa who want to get into business, want to get into photography? Would you encourage them to get into photography, to be a full-time female photographer?
Yeah. Okay, so as it stands now, sorry, okay, I'll start again. Okay, so I definitely will encourage women to go into photography because, being honest, photography has paid a lot of my bills. I've really derived a lot from it. As we can tell, photography is here to stay. Photography is respected. People now pay, you know, for photography. Day in, day out, people are getting married, like weddings here and there. And everyone wants quality pictures that, you know, as I have my slogan, moments made timeless. They want it to be very timeless so that generations to generations would appreciate, you know, the kind of photos or the kind of moments they had in time. So everyone is investing. I see it as an investment. People are now investing into it. When they even say weddings, it's like photography is like up there, the first three, first five. So yes, it definitely pays off. And it's not like before when people were laughing at, you know, oh look, photo, do this. No, you don't get that. There are other women, female photographers who are doing amazing. Now we have maternity photography, newborn photography, all that. So it's a wide field, and depending on which area you want to specialize in, trust me, you are definitely going to make it. Starting or beginning the business, or should I say the whole photography venture, can be expensive, but at the end of the day, it pays off. It's really worth it, and you'll be surprised. After 2 or 3 gigs, you should be, cutting even. So I wouldn't say, or I wouldn't discourage anyone from venturing into it.
Okay, that's good. All right, I'd like to cover, in 2020, the world was hit with a pandemic, COVID. I'd like to ask people I interview about the COVID situation, because not a lot of people know a lot about what businesses going through during COVID. A lot of people said they made a lot of profit during COVID. A lot of people said they didn't make money. What was it actually like for you as a female photographer in 2020?
Okay, in 2020, yes, we all know how the lockdown affected businesses negatively, because in the event industry, as a wedding photographer, the event industry, things were closed, things weren't happening. So we had for a very long while, we had events, some were cancelled, some were postponed. So for a very long while, there wasn't really happening. So that was quite a pain. But towards the end of 2020, things started opening up a bit, and that's where we were we were open to more intimate weddings and things like that. So yes, people still paid for photography. People paid whatever they had to. That didn't affect the price, because the numbers didn't really have to do anything with the job you were going to offer. So yes, after the opening of things, I'll say things really picked up fast. Weddings were still happening, events were still happening. People also, I don't know, understood the whole essence of family. You see people, can I have a family portrait? Can we do this? Can we do that? So you can go to homes, take pictures. And so towards the end, when things opened up, I'll say photography wasn't so affected. Things opened up for us, and yes, we weren't hit so badly towards the end of COVID.
Okay, that's good to hear. I mean, that's really good to hear. Okay, so we're about to round up the interview. For people who are watching the interview, who love the pictures and displaying of Mandy O Photography up, and they'd love to get in touch with you, book a session with you, could you please give out your contact details? Okay,
so Mandy O Photography, we have a website, www.mandyophotography.com. You can also find us on Instagram, Mandy O Photography. We're also on Facebook, and if you want a number to call us on, it's 347-712-7462. You can also WhatsApp us on 0263-494820. So that is it. Send an email also to info@mandyophotography.com. So you can reach us. It's quicker through email, I'll say, or even through Instagram. Once you send us a DM, we will be quick to respond.
Okay, that's nice.
So that's it.
Thank you, Mandy.
Thank you too.
Okay, guys, we're having an interview with the CEO of Mandy O Photography in the name of Mandy Okine. I encourage everybody who wants to do a wedding and you want to take really lovely pictures, I recommend Mandy O Photography. Make sure you book a session with her, send her a DM, tell her WhatsApp. Mandy O Photography is the name you should remember. Thanks for being on the show, Mandy.
Thank you too. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. And we're about to round the show up. Do you have any more last words?
I'll just encourage people to take more pictures. Don't think pictures is expensive. I always say it's an investment. The photos are not for you, it's for the generations to come. So don't second guess yourself if you have to invest into photography. It's the best investment you can ever have. Thank you.
Okay guys, thanks for watching. To the next show from Mandy and I, it is bye.
Bye.